Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it's so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into a special Hump Day edition of the JP Peterson Show. Who the hell is that with me? That is not Timmy Ham. Timmy, have you shaved your beard?
No.
And lost a couple LBs?
I believe I have more follicles, not by a lot, though, than Tim Ham.
Good morning to all you Petermans as well. We got a special edition here. That is TJ Rives, Bucs sideline guy, going to join me for the first half hour of the show before he has to go do his big-time Bet USA show.
Oh, yes.
Bet US show. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
They owe
Bet
me
US
money,
TV, college hoops, coming later in the morning here.
Yeah, we're going to get into a lot of college stuff here, too.
The degenerates at this point are already suicidal, and we're only like a week and a half into the college season. Everybody settle down and stop loading up on the first 9 days. But that's for an hour from now. It's great to be with you, and we got a lot of avenues to travel. Set it all up, brother.
Yeah, baby. We're gonna go hard on college stuff. In USF as is in the playoff picture. We saw that beautiful Bulls logo last night on the CFB college football show. So we'll get into that. We're going to talk some college basketball. Nice, entertaining FSU UF game last night. The defending champions. FSU went down to Gainesville, almost pulled off a shocker. So we'll with Luke Laux, their new head coach, and UF. They've got some work to do, no question about that. The Memphis Tigers played last night. TJ's Memphis Tigers playing Ole Miss last night. So we got lots to get to, and of course we'll be talking Bucs as they get set to go up to rainy and cold Buffalo.
Yeah.
Have you been watching the weather, TJ?
I have been paying attention to 40s overcast with rain. Now it's going to be
dark at 2:00.
I know. Yeah, that's the other thing about Western New York. We should say this: the weather forecasters, even in the Northeast, struggle like our own weather forecasters to get it right for tomorrow, much less for 3 or 4 days from now. So allegedly, it's supposed to be rain in 40s. We know it's not going to be 70s, but maybe we get a little weather break. We shall see during the 3 hours. I only care about the 3 hours, actually about 3 hours and 15 minutes from about 12:45 Eastern time until about 4:05, because those are the times that we're out in the elements. Other than that, it can do whatever it wants before then or after then. So we'll see what this looks like, and we'll get into that as the program goes on. Whatever you want.
All right. And we're also, Josh Capo is going to join us from the Pewter Report in our second hour. We are efforting getting our good friend Brian Bradley live from Benchmark International Arena. I did it. A fine jar. So we'll hopefully get him
11 years worth of it being called Amalie Arena, and now you got to get used to
Benchmark International Arena.
And I got to get ready for Highmark.
Guys, by the way.
It's Highmark Stadium in Buffalo.
What the hell is Highmark?
No longer Ralph Wilson Stadium, no longer Rich Stadium. Highmark, I think, is a clothing brand. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm out of touch with a lot of things. I got to get the twins to tell me what that is.
Highmark is.
And the new stadium is almost built, by the way, and will apparently be ready for the start of next year. They're like 75 or 80% done.
Yeah, the aerials of that are so interesting because it's literally twice the size of the old one, which is kind of small and rinky-dink.
And by the way, this is only the 4th regular season trip ever, and the Buccaneers had not made a regular season trip into Buffalo in the first 33 years of the franchise.
Thank God.
I was there in 2009 with Raheem Morris and the immortal lasting image of Byron Leftwich throwing about 53 incompletions in that game in Buffalo. Terrell Owens caught a touchdown right in front of me over Aqib Talib. Not that I don't remember this stuff in 2009. That's the first Buccaneer game I
believe that's you 2009 right there on the left.
That is correct.
Look at the hair on that.
I had some salad. I had some salad on the head at that point. That is circa 2009. Twins are about 6 months old, and look at the lack of wrinkles and the big smile and all of that. And now you come back on camera.
Yeah.
This is what 17 years of twins will do to your follicles and your face and everything else. Hey, we're getting on.
It's a picture of JBB going, wait till Saturday night, and we bring up all the big boys.
All right,
and we are going to go UFC 457.
Okay, so wait a minute. We got Rangers tonight, and then it's the Panthers. And the Brawlings
at
Saturday.
Panthers circled, on November 15th, and they've called up Saborin, who's going to beat the hell out of somebody. Douglas will be in the lineup. He's going to beat the hell out of somebody.
Wow.
Probably AJ Greer, I would imagine. I don't know what the bouts have set up like. I got to look at the card.
The undercard. You got to look at the undercard.
This is the main card. There'll be no hockey game. There'll be no hockey game. I don't know if anybody's told you this. There'll be no hockey game.
Listen, I go deep. UFC I go deep, and this is even, I think, before you were in the market. So the longtime Petermans, the acolytes that are with us on the JP Peterson Show, will remember the names Enrico Ciccone and Rudy Poshek.
Yes.
Those are names from the 90s.
Yes.
And there were a couple of games at like the beginning of the year in the old Thunderdome before it became Tropicana Field where they had Ciccone called up or traded for him, and they called Pochek up, and they had another brawler. And there were a couple of games where all three of them were in the penalty box at the same time because the rules were different back in those days on like the third man in starting the fight or whatever. You didn't get automatically ejected. Yeah. There were times when there were like 5 Lightning guys in the penalty box, and 3 of them were Ciccone, Pochek, and whoever the other bruiser was that we had on the team. You're saying that it's not to that level.
Oh, no, it is.
It's going to
be worse. It's going to be worse or better, depending. I say better. And it's interesting because obviously the Lightning are on a roll right now. They won 7 of 8. The Rangers can't win at home, but they're pretty good on the road, which is interesting. Everybody just wants to get a hell out of New York, clearly. But you can't blame them. But so they've been way better on the road. So we'll see what happens tonight. But this should be a game that the Lightning should win. And then they flip the script, and it's good. Lord knows what's going to happen on Saturday night. I don't know. So there should be more security there. I mean, it could not be more obvious, but it's exactly what the Lightning have to do when the Panthers, AJ Greer just sucker punches Hagel, and that's to go with everything else that they've done to instigate all this bullshit.
Right, that happened in the playoffs.
The cheap shots, all the stuff that going, and I think the Lightning did everything they could to just mitigate it. And finally, someone in the organization said, "That's it. We're not taking the shit anymore. We're coming back, guns a-blazing." All right, and that's exactly what they need to do because the NHL didn't handle it. Yeah.
Let it police itself. Exactly.
Right.
Let it police itself. If the league is not going to handle it, then let it police itself. And we'll
100%.
You used to see it all the time in NASCAR to crossover sports. NASCAR didn't have to worry about fining and suspending guys because it was fists in the garage that worked it out on on whoever wronged whomever. And we've kind of gotten away from that. I understand, but sometimes you need a little bit of that. So
you gotta have it, yeah.
We'll see. All right. So what avenue do you want to travel? We can travel whatever.
I made this pledge yesterday, and I'm going to stick to it. That we are going to put USF front and center on this show until they fall out of the college football playoff race, because that's where they that's where they should be.
Portion of the show with the hat on in honor of Mrs. Rives.
Should have brought in some USF.
Who's in fact back chirping again about this and how they might win the American Conference, and I'm like, woman. You've been around me for like 30 years. Just settle down. Stop aggravating me that my boys here crap the bed against Tulane. They're probably not even going to be in the championship game. So now it is basically down to this and the green wave on controlling your own destiny to be in the championship game. I know Navy only has the one conference loss at the moment.
Right.
But they got freight trained by Notre Dame. Horvath, the quarterback, didn't play in the game. They hit it all week and all weekend on what his status was. And then 30 minutes before the game, it's like, he's not playing. Okay. And so Notre Dame destroyed Navy. Now, we don't know what Horvath's status is as we sit here on Wednesday. And again, if you're not familiar with him, he's an explosive option quarterback. He is the offense.
He's the whole deal.
And right now, USF is a double-figure favorite, by the way, while we talk about BetUS and everywhere else.
10.5.
Because Horvath is a question mark. That guy is probably, would you not agree, worth like a touchdown maybe?
Or more.
He's probably
if it's announced that he's in the game, because I originally said this will be, when I played Guess the Spread, I said this is 3.5, 4. And then I saw, Horvath's 11. Not playing. Yeah, and then I said, and I didn't know Horvath wasn't playing. And I'm like, no.
Right.
If he's announced, I think it comes down to,
all right.
It might come down to 3.5.
So,
I think he's worth a touchdown. Yeah.
All right. So we know the Bulls are explosive on offense. The question becomes defensively, can they handle the triple option or not?
And this defense is totally different than anything you've seen at USF and maybe in the last since Jim Levitt's been there. This is a ball hawking, very physical defense.
Yes.
They will knock your D in the dirt. And I think not that they're one dimensional, but we know who Navy is. I think they have very good linebackers. They have maybe the best linebacking tandem in certainly in the state of Florida, I think.
And that's saying something. You think better maybe than Miami?
Yeah,
certainly better than Florida.
Inside linebackers, not edge rushers. No,
right.
Nobody's better than Miami.
And let's compare a couple of things. So we saw USF destroy North Texas.
Mm-hmm.
That's now granted, that's a month ago. But I mean, at one point they outscored them like 42-7 in the second, third, and early fourth quarter.
Yeah,
North Texas trucked Navy with Horvath playing in the game. So if you're looking at a short sample comparison, that's a good sign. And again, Navy in a lot of their games, they haven't stopped whoever they're playing. How are they stopping Byron Brown? How are they stopping USF's attack? So
I don't see it. I
I
haven't checked the weather yet.
Is it a sleepy spot at noon at Annapolis?
Yeah,
Do you buy that noon sleepy start, even if Horvath's not playing? No.
Yeah, listen. Yes, I totally believe in that. And if it's cold, anything to take your mind and your focus away. And I'm not saying USF is weak-minded. I'm just saying this happens every week in college football. And it's it's something when you look at the collapse, the second half collapse at Memphis, you say to yourself, look and this is not again specific to USF. Being new money, as I call it, there's old money and there's new money. Alabama, Georgia, that's old money. That's old money.
Right.
USF is new money.
Texas,
when
Michigan,
you're one
State.
of the new guys, the up and comers. All right, you have to learn how to play as a favorite. You have to learn how to play every week, getting the best shot from everybody else. It's a totally different deal. And you've got to learn how to play that way. And I think in Memphis, they may have not been ready for that type of pressure.
Good point.
But it's a lesson that you have to learn. And they learned it. And they came back and they played.
But to your point, they played with that composure in the fourth quarter and won in Gainesville. And that was a good sign.
Yes.
That was a really good sign.
But they were underdogs.
They were underdogs.
It's a totally different mentality.
And they were short favorites at Memphis, and they're significant favorites here. Everybody believes.
And here's how it sets up. I mean, you're never going to have somebody said to you, hey, you got to beat Navy and UAB on the road and Rice at home to get to a championship game that you probably may play at home. You'll tell us about that in a second. And you're going to be favored in every one of these games to get to the effing college football playoff. I think you would take that. I'm not saying it's an easy road. Nothing is easy, especially with this kind of pressure and you're new to it. But Lord almighty, what an opportunity.
Yeah. Well, it's a phenomenal
Navy, UAB with a new coach, and Rice.
You got it. Those are all winnable games, and you saw your name up on the bracket last night in the reveal. You saw the logo in the reveal. By the way, can we just pause for a moment? We have a Peterman shouting us out. Ron is in Qatar or Qatar, or however they say it.
Oh, yes.
Ron is in the Middle East saying hello, and I guess it's good evening there. He's already had lunch and maybe about to have dinner. Shout out to Ron.
Dodging drones.
Ron. Ron is watching us.
Bucs fanatic McClary, yes.
Ron, shout out. You're watching us here while we break down the Bulls, and the Bucs are coming in a few moments.
And his son, who's also in the Middle East theater as a commander over there.
Shout out to the veterans from Veterans Day week. Salute to service. How about that? So he's watching us in Qatar.
Yeah, every day.
Forget about all you people that are watching us in St. Pete. We care about the people in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for your service.
All right, back to this. Again, like you said, you get past this Navy game. You don't say guarantee, but closest thing to a guarantee. UAB played their Super Bowl against my guys.
Exactly.
And beat them. They've been no good since then.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, and then what did you say? Rice is the other game?
Rice at home.
So those are the.
I shouldn't be laughing, but I'm just saying.
That's what stands in the way here. All right. So I have
tell us about the American Conference Championship.
I've done the original research. You're here for the original research.
Yes.
Are you ready? I will read from the American Conference tiebreakers. Okay. Now, The reason that we have this is there could be an uneven amount of games involving Navy and something else because of Navy's agreement with the American Conference. All right, so the first tiebreaker, if the two teams did not play, we're talking USF and Tulane. So if they did not play, the first tiebreaker is win percentage. The win percentage is going to be the same between those two. It's going to be 8 wins, 1 loss, or whatever. Yeah, 8 wins, 1 loss, 9 games, right? Mm-hmm. All right. The next tiebreaker after that, and this is why last night is important. I will read right here from item number 2. If there is no head-to-head result and one of the teams was ranked in the latest available CFP selection committee rankings, USF,
bingo,
and doesn't lose the final weekend of the regular season in conference play, that team will be declared conference in the conference championship game.
Bingo.
All right. Now,
win and you're in.
Again, there's a variable of what if they're both ranked. I don't know that that's likely. It would be who else is ranked higher. And then the question becomes who hosts the game. And I would think, again, that's the higher ranked team in the CFP rankings because there's not a head-to-head result, which means this
USF
at Raymond James Stadium. Win out
December 5th or 6th. And all I'm saying
from what I saw, it is Friday night the 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern, site to be determined. I believe that's been announced on ABC Friday night the 5th, either in New Orleans. You got to say it could be in Annapolis if they win. It could be in Tampa. It more than likely is not anywhere else because Memphis, what Memphis needs is Memphis needs a Navy win over USF, which you don't want to hear. And Memphis has got to beat Navy themselves on Thanksgiving night to even get back in the picture.
Right.
So I think we're looking at a USF win Saturday, and that's all but going to 86 Memphis at this point.
Yeah. So I mean, it's never going to look any better than this. It's never, right. It's like that scene in Top Gun.
The door is open right there.
When Mav won't engage, and he's like, it's no good. It doesn't get any better than this.
Top Gun, it doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't get any better. Come on, get in there. Engage, Maverick. Yes, listen.
That is, by the way, in the after Goose has died, and he's the call sign Merlin in the back of the plane with him. When he says, it doesn't look good. He's, no, wait a minute. That was earlier in the movie where the guy from Walker, Texas Ranger is there.
Yeah.
And he says, it doesn't look any better than that. And he says, I will fire when I am ready. And he's grabbing him by the. But I love at the end because you know who's in the back as the rear instrument operator, the Rio, is Merlin, and that's Tim Robbins in the back. That is the Nuke LaLoosh in the back.
That's right. Yeah, that's Nuke LaLoosh. Yeah.
And he says, I'm gonna draw him. I'm gonna slow down and draw him in closer. You're gonna do what?
You're gonna do what?
All right. While we digress, any event. You got to take your shot. You got to take your shot.
This is it.
And who would better than this? Take your shot.
And who would they likely get if they're playing at home? I mean, this is really, going out in the speculative.
What are you talking about? So for the championship game?
Yeah, USF.
That's Tulane.
It's Tulane.
That's Tulane. Yeah. Tulane's got 3 cripples in a row here. They're not losing. They got Florida Atlantic. They have Temple, and I want to say the last game of the year, maybe UAB. They're not losing.
And they've got what, one conference loss?
They've got one conference loss, so that's the key.
But USF's going to be higher ranked.
USF has one, and USF would be higher ranked to host the title game. So stay tuned. All of that will get confirmed on the scenarios by the conference, probably starting like after this weekend. On who has to do what and where.
This is, and listen, we need to pack Raymond James Stadium for that American Conference Championship game.
Oh my God!
And I'd like to see us get a really nice crowd for senior night on the 29th. For Rice, and Rice doesn't draw. I don't care. We're not coming to see Rice. We're coming to see USF.
Did we mention the college football playoff is hanging in the balance?
Listen, I remember West Virginia was number 7, and we packed the place. Yeah, okay.
I was there.
This is a bigger game.
Yes.
This is a bigger game.
Yes.
You got to win this game, and you need to be. And by the way, style points matter. Every freaking week, style points matter to get that ranking. Because if Tulane goes on a roll, who knows? But Tulane does not have 2 top 25 wins. Nobody in the group of 5 has 2 top 25 wins like USF. No one should pass them. James Madison, no one should pass USF if they win every game. But do it with some flair just in case, because you never know what that dumbass committee's going to do. So it's there.
James is asking.
We need to do our part.
James is asking in the comments, is a USF loss, is that the end? It's not necessarily the end, but it damages them greatly because now they don't have the head-to-head with Navy or with Memphis.
Right.
The championship game.
Yeah, you're toast.
You got to win Saturday, and that sets into motion the chance to maybe host the title game. So there you go on that.
All right.
Do you want to go to this?
Yes, let's go to the Bucs. Let's go to the Bucs. Nathan's saying the sound is not in sync with the video. It's like a bad Chinese film.
Is he talking about this? I don't know. We're doing the best we can. Tim will be in here later, and hopefully everything will be good. But I hear you fine. You hear me fine.
Yeah,
so
it's probably his reboot. Nathan, reboot.
Clear your cookies. Clear your browser there and reboot that bad boy. And let's see if it's any better.
All right, so I perused a little bit of film last night on the Buffalo Bills losing to the Miami Dolphins.
Tell me what you saw, my friend.
Buffalo was uninspired. Mm-hmm. Their rush defense, by the way, is awful. They can't stop a nosebleed. And they're giving up they're 30th in the league, giving up almost 150 yards a game on the ground. So if Baker Mayfield is not making plays like he used to, can we please pound the freaking rock in Buffalo, shorten the game, get TJ out in 2.5 hours of the other elements, please, and run the hell out of who? Sean Tucker.
Right.
I'm a little bit at this point like, what the F are we doing? The guy just was the first running back to go over 50 yards against the Patriots. He averaged almost 6 yards a carry. And I've been saying this since Bucky got hurt. Where the F is Sean Tucker? The first game back, he wasn't effective. But there's something Grizzard does not like about his game. I don't know what it is, but there's something he doesn't like about his game. Maybe it's the pass pro. I get it. Sorry,
I was looking at something else. You're talking about Tucker. You're talking about Tucker or what? All right. So I can tell you this is not a nuclear secret. One of the things that this has been the case the last 2 years is he's not as big and not as good a pass blocker as what Rashad White is. All right. So that's part of it on having him on the field all the time.
He's the second thing is Bucky. Yeah.
They and Bucky is thicker too.
Yeah.
And the other thing is they like White in the pass game with some of the scheme stuff more so than they like Tucker. And it's a balance. And I saw a couple of people pointing this out too, that you haven't seen a lot of this recently of you have a successful run play and then follow it up with another run play. Mm-hmm. See if you can continue to get rhythm running the ball. That a lot of times it's a good run play and then you're back to a pass and something doesn't work. And now it's third and medium or third and long and you don't get the first down and you're off the field again with a punt. So listen to us playing offensive coordinators here on FanStream, JP and the JP Peterson Show. But the run game probably going to be important with the elements. Back to that. 40s, windy, raining. I don't know what kind of a pass day you're going to look to have anyway.
Right.
So short passing game and run game probably going to be big for both of these teams coming on Sunday. So
so I would like to see a little bit of that. Frankly, I would like to see a little less of Baker Mayfield stationary in the pocket, a little bit more bootlegs, rollouts. I think we need to get him on the move a little bit more. But again, we're playing offensive coordinator here. And listen, Grizzard knows all this stuff. And they'll, I think if there were any moments in that game where I questioned Grizzard, it might have been on the 3rd and 3 late in the game. Maybe you run the football there. But again, there's so much more that they know that we don't know, and they have. So I trust them because they've been doing a pretty damn good job this year. And just overall, TJ, and we did an interview with Josh Capo from Pewter Report, where we're going to play later on, and he basically said, this was the Bucs played damn good except for 4 plays. And I know it's hard to say that sometimes.
Well,
because, because
those 4 plays decided the game.
The game. And I get that. But I also understand there's a lot of other plays in the game. And if you win all those reps, it's not like you got blown out. They didn't. I think a lot of people are treating it like they got blown out.
Yes, and they did not. It was a 1-score game
against a really good football team.
Against a good team. I don't know how good they're ultimately going to be. They played a lot of bad teams. They played 2 good teams. Buffalo that good? And the Buccaneers were obviously 6-2 going into this game. So when Tyke Smith picked that ball off, you're in the press box up above me.
Yes.
I'm standing down there going with 4.5 minutes left. Yep. They're going to go get a touchdown and win this game.
Hell yes.
I had every confidence with everything else that had happened. The long run by Travion Henderson to start the second half, the long pass to Mac Hollins that got him into scoring range. They're on the ropes. If New England gets a touchdown there, the game is probably over because it's 28-16 at that point with 4 minutes left. Not definitely over, but you're in big trouble. He picks that ball off. The stadium erupts, and I'm like, go get one. Go drive down the field. Go get a touchdown. And credit New England. They got the stops on the 3rd and short and the 4th and short. The Bucs were moving into scoring range and couldn't get the touchdown. But to the point of, it's not like they were out of that game. They were in the game. No. And you're not going to be out of it with number 6. He's going to be able to keep it close. And so I expect this will be a close, probably low-scoring game on Sunday in Buffalo. And if you find a way to win this, you're still in great shape. 7-3 through 10.
Oh, God,
with the schedule they have at the end to get to the 12th win, the 11th win and the 12th win, which means you get out of the 4 seed, by the way. So, and maybe even get up as high as like the 2 seed. I don't know if you can get to the 1 seed with the tiebreaker situation. Probably not. Wouldn't say never, but probably not.
Beat the Rams, and that might be the key. You know,
we'll take it.
We'll got to win over the Lions
right now. Beat Buffalo, and then we'll see what happens with the Rams. But I mean, if you can beat the Bills, and get out of the first 10 games at 7-3, where you're going to play 3 home games in a row with Arizona. How did they look last week? Then New Orleans. I know they beat Carolina,
but come on,
and then Atlanta on Thursday night.
Yeah. It's all doable. It's all really doable, but this team does have to, like every team, and everybody's beating everybody in the NFL, and it's just the weirdest league ever. But you got to go out and play. Listen, they made mistakes like that Sterling Shepard penalty on the big K-Dot and catch. You know, you can't.
What was your take on that? What was your take on that?
I watched it about 5 times last night, and Shepard, it looked like he was trying to figure out which way to go. You know, like when you're walking into somebody and you both go the same way. Well, this is like it's super high speed.
So I've seen
Sterling Shepard knows he's not supposed to hit him like that. So he was trying to get out of the way. And
I've seen it like 2 times on replay. I saw, I'm looking at Mayfield, and then I'm looking to the right, and I saw the collision down at field level. So I've had a chance to look at the replay 2 or 3 times. I'm not so sure that Sterling Shepard wasn't trying to get open and didn't really see the defender till the last second.
Exactly.
Because it's like one of those where you didn't even apply the brakes.
Right.
And he blasted the guy.
Yeah.
And so
there's some people like, oh, that's a bad play call. I'm like, that's not the play call.
I don't think it was.
No, you're not supposed to put your shoulder in the middle of his chest. No, you're supposed to brush him.
I think Shepard's trying to be open on the crossing route coming the other way as well, and he didn't see the guy and or get out of the way. And again, we have to take into account we are mere mortals.
Right.
Okay, I'm down there at field level, and these dudes are at hyper speed, split-second things matter, collisions that you can't believe they get up from. Drake May was coming right at me with Yaya Diaby chasing him in the 3rd quarter of the game, and we almost got clobbered by both of them as he got rid of the football. I mean, there are car wrecks repeatedly in these games.
They're moving
fast. So we have to take that into account. And I just that play to me didn't look like, oh, he's just making a stupid play on a rub route and didn't sell it well enough. To me, maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
I think he was thinking he's open and trying to get to that level of the zone, across the zone, so Baker will hit him with a pass. And then, oh my God, bam, he hits the guy. There's a big collision and it frees up K-Dot. I don't know. But we shall see.
That's kind of what it wasn't. He didn't mean to do it, obviously, but those are mistakes that happen that you can't happen in those crucial situations.
Let's address this. I mean, the Patriots are masters at all of these things, at all these little things. On the Diggs touchdown, he makes a tremendous catch on 4th and goal. All right.
Great throw, great catch.
But when you watch it again, he comes in motion right behind Hunter Henry as a lead blocker, and Hunter Henry goes right into the end zone and puts his forearm right up and into Zion McCollum to move him to Zion's right, away from the play in the left corner of the end zone, so that Diggs, by design, can slither to the left corner of the end zone and be unimpeded. And they lob it to the back corner of the end zone.
Yeah.
You could have thrown the flag had you won.
Could have, absolutely.
They let it go. They let it go. It's football. You're playing the game, and New England made the plays. We're not going to cry over the officiating. They made the plays. They made the plays at the end of the game, too. What was your reaction? I love this. I didn't get to hear. I heard you and Nick, and you had a lot of good realism, and Nick had some great points as well with you. That stop comparing what Josh Grizzard has to work with right now in terms of the line, and no Mike Evans and no Bucky Irving in this current setup as the same thing that Liam Cohen had to work with for much of last year. So
for those of you who have ever played the game of chess, if you're going up, if you're comparing Liam Cohen with his full chessboard and Grizzard as a neophyte play caller with no queen, no bishops.
Yes,
you've lost your queen and both of your bishops and a rook. Okay, good
or if
luck
you're
with
like
that.
me and you're playing chess and you want to know when do you get to king me and jump backwards and you're in big trouble from the jump. I'm just saying. So
yeah, so these we miss Liam Cohen. Like, shut up. Just
some of it is the personnel,
apples and oranges.
And you don't have the same personnel. So you guys had some great realism on this. So I enjoyed it. But what was your take, real quick? And I know Timmy's going to get back in here, and I got to roll here in a few minutes. What was your take on Travion Henderson slowing down live as it happened? You're up in the press box.
That was interesting because he was looking to the sun.
Did you think immediately he's going to go down when he slowed down?
Yeah, well, Matt, the quarterback was saying, go down. And I guess the sideline was saying score.
They were pointing, go to the end zone, because he looks right at him at the 10-yard line, and then he's like, you can see his eyes on the CBS replay. He goes like this. He's like, okay, I'm going to go.
Yeah,
I'm going to run.
I think that's probably the right call at that particular point.
Probably, yes. Yeah. Because the Bucs still had 2 timeouts left at that stage.
Yeah.
And, I think maybe they only had one. Maybe they only had one. So you're going to be able to kneel the ball twice and kill the game and kill the clock.
Where it all really, I think the biggest sequence of the game was right before the half, where they don't score on first down to milk the clock.
Yes.
Purposely. They don't score. And then it comes down to 4th down, and Vrabel's getting all the flowers, but they don't score that touchdown. He looks like a freaking idiot.
But
looks like a freaking idiot.
This is part of them putting the pressure on you with scheme, with everything they're doing. And that was right out of the Belichick handbook of kill the first half, score, have the halftime, and you have the ball to start the second half. And now the other offense is cold for literally like 35, 40 minutes, figuratively. They have not played in 30 or 40 minutes of actual time. That happened over and over again in New England when Vrabel played for Belichick.
It's masterful.
That was my design.
It's masterful design and perfectly executed.
Yep.
And that's how they won. They played great. They executed great. And when you do that in the NFL and you have a decent team, you're going to win 90% of the time. And when you make a few mistakes in key situations, you're going to lose. And that's how that goes. It's a week-to-week league. All right, real quick before you get out of here, college hoops last night.
Yes.
Luke Laux making his first big game debut. After
they
a couple
were right in
games.
that game, by the way.
Oh, they had the lead. They had a 5-point lead in the second half. Yeah.
I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but they were right.
They went a little cold, but I tell you what, it is so refreshing to see this team pressuring, executing their defense, and hitting shots. And actually having an offense. God bless Leonard Hamilton. He did a fantastic job for many, many years, but the last few years has gone really, really stale, and they couldn't score a lick. So this team can shoot, they can play, they take it to the hoop, they're up tempo. I love it. I think Luke Laux
34 3-point attempts by the Noles last night.
And some bad ones. And I'll just be honest with you, there were some bad shots taken. And they'll learn.
65 threes combined in the game. Florida was 6 for 31 in the game.
Yeah, they'll take better shots. They're all trying to be Steph Curry, and they're not. So they'll learn. They'll learn. But the effort,
the volume and the analytics,
all that look good.
He's a big believer in the volume and the analytics of the number of threes that you're taking is going to pay off. And they had a couple of looks there late in the game. Who's the left-handed 3-point shooter that had a couple of looks? Because I had the sound down at that point, but I'll find it.
I don't have all the names down yet.
Let me look at the box score. Was that Kobe McGee or was it McCray?
McCray.
McCray was bombing the threes there at the end. But yeah, this bodes well for Florida State, and I'm just looking at the short term on their schedule before they do the.
They'll be here the 28th to play Timmy's Texas A&M Aggies at Benchmark International Arena.
How about that game?
Yeah.
So that's coming. So UT Martin, Georgia Southern. Stop me when we have a world beater. Bakersfield. That's the next 3 games. All of them at home. Those should all be wins. Then you have Houston later in December. By the way.
Ooh.
You have Dayton, Houston, yes.
Yeah.
Houston, Houston at home, or is that a made-for-TV?
They got A&M here.
Let me look.
Yeah.
That is the Houston Hoops Showdown at the Toyota Center where the Rockets
in Houston.
play.
Yeah.
So they play Houston in the downtown arena later in December. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for what your Noles look like. These guys, Memphis played at Ole Miss last night. Basketball, they were okay. I mean, Penny's got 14 new players.
Oof.
Everybody's got to have name tags with Penny with the transfer portal. So Ole Miss beat them last night. So we'll be talking some college hoops on BetUS TV here in just a little bit. Anything else here before Bucs head off to Buffalo?
That's it, brother.
Mrs. Rives is high on this, obviously, with the Bulls.
Go Bulls.
Let's see what they got going on.
Go Bulls.
You keep knocking them dead whenever you need me. Just feel for me when you're cozy and enjoying an adult beverage and watching the rain and the 40 degrees on TV and the sideline guys getting.
I'll be texting you.
At least it's not December, and at least it's not like 20 while we're there and it's doing that kind of crap. So
40 in rain and dark sucks.
I know. We got that for Sunday.
I'd rather have snow.
And
Honestly,
other than that, we'll see. And again, if the Buccaneers play solidly and find a way to win this,
you win that game easy.
Set up. You are set up for the stretch run of the season with a 7-3 start if you can get this one. So that's the only thing you can control. Go find a way.
All right, partner. Thank you, partner. Appreciate you jumping in, pinch hitting. That's a grand slam pinch hit for Timmy.
I'm here for you.
Appreciate you. All right, we are going to take a break, and when we come back on the other side, we might have Brian Bradley live from Benchmark International Arena. We might not. Otherwise, we're going to take your comments, and Timmy will be back, and we'll get his comments as well. We are brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVESLawgroup.com. You can go to their website and get a free case evaluation. Just give them a call. They'll do that for you. And tell them JP sent you. They are local, they are trusted, and they get results. Non-attorney spokesman, offices Tampa and St. Pete. And the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. If you buy a new car, they have great lease specials going on now as well. But if you buy a new one, no payments till 2026. Great lease specials going on right now. Fantastic. Still taking your donations for Jamaican hurricane relief because they are great, great folks in the community, and they do great things like that. They have a great heart over there at Genesis of Tampa, Murphy Auto Group. So anything you bring over there, they will bring down to Jamaica. They will fly it down. Gray Bull Rescue will do that for them. It's a great, great partnership they have with them, helping others that are always in need. And that's what kind of a moniker of the Murphy Auto Group is. So head on over to Genesis of Tampa. Get a test drive too. And you will love those cars and those lease specials. Back in 3 with your comments. Stay with us. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669 1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call, so why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here as we roll on, and we will await our co-host coming in. In the meantime, we will chat with you guys, and appreciate you very much. By the way, Riveters is your place to watch all the games. College basketball is now going on, so check out all the college basketball that's happening. Remember, happy hour 3 to 7 is the best in Tampa Bay. You get great food specials like the buffalo chicken dip for just $8. That's a meal in and of itself. You get domestic beers for $3, Wells for $5, and you get the great staff and the great food at Riveters. Always the best place. And for home games, they have Bucs Brunch as well, which they did this past weekend. Had a great crowd out there for that. So don't miss the food. Don't miss the fun. Don't miss the atmosphere. It's Riveters right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium, next to that old spaceship. We got a super chat. We thank Jimmy J. Voyager so much for that, $4.99. Said, I've been out of the loop for the past few weeks. Any new Rays Stadium updates or trade free agents updates? Yes, we do have some updates for you. Now, first and foremost, the work on the HCC site continues in terms of meetings. Good morning, Timmy. How are you? Everything go well?
I'm back, JP. I'm alive. I survived the corporate meeting.
Oh, my Lord.
And, of course, I told you maybe 20, 25 minutes, and here we are. So my apologies to everybody.
That went well. We enjoyed TJ. He did a great job.
By the way, I saw the post because I've got the show on over here to my left about the sound issues. I was listening. I didn't have any sound issues at all.
Hopefully Nathan refreshed and got it better. So Jimmy J wants to know about Rays Stadium updates, behind the scenes, a lot going on. I still believe they're zeroing in on that HCC site, and so you're not going to hear a lot. They want to, and it's interesting because they're doing so much like Atlanta did, and I was in Atlanta when that whole thing went down with the Brave Stadium. In fact, we announced it. We broke that news on our morning show up there, and we couldn't believe what was happening because there had been not a peep of any news of the Braves moving to Cobb County. Not a peep. They kept it totally under the rug and got their stuff done, and it's been a tremendous success. And obviously, this is the template that the Rays are working with. They have visited Atlanta many times, so I believe they're probably taking a page out of the way they handled that and kept everything under the radar. There's no reason to be going to the press, especially this local press, and putting stuff out there when you don't have everything done. Wait till you have everything done, then make your proposals, get your votes, and go. So I don't think you're going to get a lot of public stuff. I even for myself that have been pretty well connected with this group, it's hard to get information. It's just basically, look, we're doing what we got to do. We're all in on this stuff, and we'll let you know when something pops. So other people I've talked to that are kind of in the know about the meetings that are going on with HCC. They're very confident that something's going to get done. So doesn't mean I'm not reporting that it's done. I'm just saying what I'm hearing from people that are involved is that it is moving forward on that site. As far as Tropicana Field goes, they look like they're going to be, there's 2 more panels left on the roof. They're already working on the insides. And here's the really good news. The new Rays ownership is paying for a lot of these repairs. They don't have to do that, but they are paying for the corporate offices to be redone. They're paying for the upgrades in the scoreboard, concession areas. A lot of these things this group is paying for. And here's a quote from Ken Babby, Rays CEO, new Rays CEO. He says, "We are grateful to the city of St. Petersburg for their diligence in repairing Tropicana Field. Their hard work and commitment to this work means so much to our organization and our fans. We're counting down the days to opening day in April 1, and we can't wait to be back." What a wonderful statement.
How
and here's
great is that?
And here's the better statement. This is the better stuff. This is from one of the city officials, Herendon. I'm not exactly sure who that is, but one of the city officials that's in charge of doing the repairs. And Herendon said, she said testing has been done all along as far as the air quality, but it's tough when the roof is open, so they still have to do that. Herendon officials from the Rays, contractors, and representatives from Major League Baseball have met weekly since repairs began. And here's a quote from her. "It's a very positive, collaborative, working relationship." There was a bigger quote, and so they've adjusted that for whatever reason. That's weird because I'm reading it right now because I re-quoted it on Twitter. Sorry, I'm doing this as we do. This is a little bizarre as I noticed this. Interesting. Let me see if I can find the actual quote. Yeah, okay. That's it. It's a very positive, collaborative, working relationship with the new group. Now, contrast that to working with the old group that was nothing but bitterness, nastiness. I'm not paying for this, blah, blah, blah. And the typical way that old Rays regime operated. That and as we've said for so long, you don't get anything done that way. It has to be collaborative. There's got to be give and take. And clearly with this new group gets it. As I've told you for so many years, folks, this stadium issue is not a Hillsborough, St. Pete, Tampa Bay issue. It has always been a Stu issue. And when he's out of the way, this will get done. And that Major League Baseball took about 5 extra years to realize that, but we're finally here. And this is going to get done. Hallelujah. And as far as trades go, there have been rumors out there that the Rays are interested in a couple of catchers. In fact, one of our great commenters put this in here. If I can find it, we talked about this yesterday on the O show, and O was really big on JT Realmuto from the Phillies, and said, obviously his skills are declining, but they're still pretty damn good, and would be a huge upgrade on anything that the Rays currently have. And they're thinking 2 years, $30 million. And he also talked about the great veteran presence that he would bring to the locker room, which I think is very important. I think this group knows that. I think Neander knows that. And now that he's got some room to work and some flexibility in payroll, which I believe he has, I think deals like that are definitely on the table. And that makes a huge difference. When you can add veterans like that, and it's not just going to be one, I think it'll be more. I think you'll see a catcher, a power hitting outfielder, and we'll see where it goes from there. I think they have enough arms. They don't need to really spend money on that. I think they can, and it'll be interesting to see what other changes this group makes. And maybe they make a change with the medical staff. I don't know if they will, but I wouldn't mind that.
It seems necessary at this point.
It just seems they've always had a weird deal with injuries, and not injuries happen. I get that. But when guys come back, what's really happening with the injuries, it never seems to be, it seems to be on the up and up. Mike Edge says, speaking of Rays ownership, this message was posted on TBT. Everyone get to Fergs tomorrow, 11:12. That's today, between 6 and 8 to meet Ken Babby, the new Rays president. So are they doing something at Fergs tonight? If you guys got any more information on that, let me know. So I'm still not on the Rays PR list. If I can get on that, that would be great for any of you folks listening. JP at the JPPetersonShow.com. We'd appreciate that. How
are you not on the PR list still?
How did I not get to ask a question in the
you
press?
Have ties to ownership now.
How did I? Well, clearly that didn't mean shit at the press conference.
Well, I can understand that, but here we're weeks past that.
I just say that might be a bad move on their part.
Do I need to write a strongly worded letter?
No, I think it'll take care of itself. Michael LaRue says the injury bug in Tampa has spread from the Bucs to the Lightning. Hopefully they have enough healthy bodies tonight against the New York Rangers. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the injury situation is. We'll get some updates this morning from the morning skate to see what's going on. But I think a lot of the players they're bringing up are for different reasons than injury. You weren't here for this, but the Lightning have brought up Saborin and who's the other guy? Kachuk, Boris Kachuk. I don't know if it's Saborin or Saborin. I think it's Saborin from AHL Syracuse. And of course, they already have Douglas on the roster. So, yeah, I think this is more about getting ready for Saturday night against the Panthers. But I don't know. I'm not sure who's going to be in tonight against the Rangers. No, Nick Paul's on his way back. I don't think we'll see Ryan McDonough tonight, who left in the first period last game and did not come back. So I'm not sure of any of the other injuries, but we'll find out here in a little bit and we'll pass it along to you. So, yeah, they're getting ready for UFC 375 coming up at the Panthers on Saturday night. That is going to be a bloodbath. So tune in. Don't miss it. More Right Rudder says, I'll tell you, we could be 7-2 like the Eagles where the sky is falling. I'd rather be 6-3 beat up. And to me, have only let one team beat you, the Lions.
Yeah, Scott outlined all that yesterday very eloquently, the three teams that you've lost to. Look at the three teams you've lost to. They're all division leaders and probably who's going to win their divisions. And they're all playoff teams. And
you look at a lot of these teams like Buffalo lost to Miami. You know, the Panthers lost to the Saints. You know, even these good teams, the Eagles flubbed somebody. I forget who they lost to. Even these good teams are losing to teams they shouldn't lose to. That's one thing the Bucs have not done. They have not lost a game to a bad team. You know, they have not done that. And that's a sign of a really, really good football team. And again, the big plays really skewed that game. Listen, they made the plays. I'm not saying, oh, we should have won the game. No, it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you lost to a really good 8-2 team that executed better than you did. That's football. That doesn't mean your coach sucks, your offensive coordinator's awful, the quarterback's terrible. No, every week it's a different outcome, right? That's why we play 17 games, and it's a week-to-week league. And every time you lose, if you start as a fan base saying the sky is falling, fire the coach, you sound like a bunch of neophyte idiots. Let's be better than that. Yes, there were things that they screwed up, but it's not because they don't know what they're doing. It's because it's football and the other team gets paid too. And they played really well. And they executed really well in certain situations. And they got really good players. And they got a really good coach. They got two really good coordinators. You know, there's a reason they've won 7 in a row and they're 8-2. They're a good football team. And you could have won that game easily. You had the ball and a chance to take the lead in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left in the game. And you stalled because you didn't execute on third down and fourth down. Yeah.
Just educating the listeners.
A neophyte is a person who is new to a subject, skill, or belief. Yes, don't be a neophyte if you're commenting.
Word of the day.
Yeah. Kenneth McClary asks, hey, JP, question. Do you think when Bucky Irving returns, do you think that will help take away the spy that they've been putting on Baker Mayfield? 100%. 100%. And this is the thing that, all the Grizzard haters need to understand. He's not working with a full deck at all, or a full chessboard. And Mike changes everything. Mike changes the way teams game plan. Mike changes the way teams cover. Mike and Godwin and Bucky are, when you game plan against the Buccaneers, those are the guys you're game planning against, and you don't have them. This is very difficult to do, especially against good teams and well-coached and good, well-disciplined teams like the Patriots. They're going to expose you when you have those injuries, and that's exactly what they did. So let's not lose our mind. Now, do I know Bucky's coming back? No. He's not coming back this week. And he's got the shoulder injury is what's giving him trouble now. So let's probably say it's either a dislocated shoulder or, I don't know, an AC joint issue. And those typically take 6 weeks. How many games did he miss? 4, I think. So it'll be a bit, but I think he's coming back. Godwin is a real question mark because there's issues about returning from that particular surgery, and because there's a lot of hardware involved, and it's not a black and white, repair. Everybody comes back from blah blah blah. So I don't know what's going on with Godwin, and J-Mac has a broken neck. Bones take 6 to 8 weeks to heal, right? So that happened in the beginning of the year, but it's a neck. I think it's probably different than a broken arm, a broken wrist, a broken finger. It's a neck. So again, a lot of question marks, but you got to go play with who you got. What else we got here? James says, not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but if Navy quarterback plays, Bulls lose. It'll be a nice season, but no playoff. Really?
Is James the new Bucs basement?
I think he is. Listen, Horvath he's a load, and he's hard to. But I like this USF defense. I like it a lot. They're good up front, and they've got some of the best linebackers. And against the triple option, it's linebacker discipline and defensive end discipline. Those things you just got to be, well coached. And Todd Orlando's done a great job with this group. You should win the game. USF is no joke. I mean, their offensive metrics, they're averaging 46 points a game in conference. Number 5 nationally at 42 points per game in all their games. Number 7 with 485 total yards per game. 6 straight games of 235 yards or more on the ground and 3 touchdowns on the ground. I mean, I could go on and on. Byron Brown became the first NFL or NCAA player in the last 30 years to post 200 yards passing, 100 yards rushing, and 90% completion percentage. Is that good? Yes. Counting for 348 yards and 3 touchdowns against UTSA. Didn't even play the fourth quarter, by the way. Ranks in the top 25 in 6 categories. I don't know why this guy's not getting Heisman hype. This is a really good football team. And they have a great chance to go to the playoffs. They're not losing to Navy. There, I said it. How about that? Ron Bucks Fanatic McClary, thank you so much for watching from Qatar. Says, I'm former military, but currently a contractor working for a company that's a defense contractor. My son is a current commissioned officer in the U.S. Army Military Police Corps. I may have said something a little differently, but point is, Ron, thank you for your service. Mm-hmm. Thank you for your service. Whether you're working for a defense contractor, getting paid gobs of money, good for you. You've earned it. So we appreciate what you and your whole family is doing. It's not just the people that are deployed, it's the folks at home as well. James says the 12-team playoff should be in the top 12 teams and then maybe a play-in game with the group of 5. Shut up. I love
By the way,
James,
JP, would you like updated Byron Brown Heisman odds?
Yes.
Byron Brown is currently on Bet365 and what is this? Caesars whatever at plus 50,000. Or you can go to DraftKings where you can get plus 30,000.
So if we're in Florida, we can't
on the
legally,
other major outlets.
We can't do DraftKings, right?
I don't know. Can you not in Florida?
No, because we're stuck with Hard Rock. Not stuck, but
And Hard Rock has no listing for him for the Heisman.
No, I can't bet, and even my offshore, I can't bet it. So the only place I could do it is DraftKings. So what do you got to get? One of those?
Yeah, well, DraftKings, Bet365, and who is this? This is, I don't recognize the logos. BetMGM was the other one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But we can't use those, right, guys? Or you need a VPN? How do you get around that? Tell me, guys.
I don't know if I'm gonna.
I want to get money. I want to get money on him. I just want to put $10.
I don't know if I'm going to tell people how to illegally bet in their state on our show publicly.
Why not?
It's a good idea or not. Why am I the voice of reason all of a sudden?
I don't know. It's crazy. What else we got? Mr. King says it might be slightly off, but Nathan Need to fix his internet. Oh, okay, yeah. There's another Mr. King here that I wanted to do. Oh, yeah, he's Dr. Mr. King. So Dr. King says Bucky and Godwin are not coming back.
He's also clairvoyant, apparently.
Yeah. How do we know that? By the way, is that your rig, Mr. King, in your avatar? That's a nice rig you got there.
It is a nice rig.
Look at that big old thing. That's a big old sleeper car.
I might buy more Godwin not coming back than Bucky. I think Bucky's coming back for sure.
Yeah.
The Godwin, you might be able to sell me on that.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure.
But I can tell you this, Mr. King doesn't know that.
Right, exactly. But I might be convinced that is more possible than Bucky.
Yeah. Bucks fanatic Ron McClary says Mike Stover, he's not working with a healthy roster with key components missing. Your top 3 receivers are out. Yeah, I don't get this hate for Grizzard. Like, it's not like you're the worst offense in the league, scoring 25 points a game. It's down from last year, but I mean, Jesus Christ. Michael LaRue says MLB claims they lost $1.8 billion last year. Do you really believe that? No, I don't. No. But Nathan Elliott does. He says, yes, attendance is down across the league. Viewership is down across the league. Merch is down across the league. Yes, they're losing money. I've not seen this. Have you seen this, Timmy? Baseball's
not seen that.
Losing money?
No, there's no way.
Nathan,
why are they talking about expansion then if they're losing money? Is that why?
Yeah, they do that expansion revenue. Nathan, cite your source, please. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I have not seen it. Barry McCockiner, hey Barry, what's up? Said Luke has a stated Luke Laux, FSU coach, basketball coach, has a stated goal of shooting at least 32 plus threes a game. That's what the national leader averaged last year. Yeah, some of those were really bad threes, though. I don't mind quick threes if you're open in transition. I don't mind that at all. But, fall away, contested threes, we can do better than that.
By the way, Barry, I'm loving the Cleavon Little
yeah, how about that?
On your
Where the white women at?
Pardon me while I whip this out.
That's a great line. There are so many lines in Blazing Saddles that you could never put into a movie right now.
You know how many times I've used that at a bar, like sitting at a bar.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
The bartender walks up to me. She's beautiful, and there's people around me I don't even know, and I just yell at the top of my breath, pardon me while I whip this out.
Yeah. Can you get those drops? The old Chris Thomas show used to have those drops.
Yeah, I can get all of those.
Yeah. Let's get some Blazing Saddles drops on here.
All right.
Where the white women at? I think that's from Blazing Saddles, is right?
It is. It is.
Right? Mr. King says if the Bucs win one of their next 2, fans will feel better. Yeah, of course. The Rams or the Bills. I think the Bills are really gettable. I know they're going to be pissed. They're coming off a loss. They're at home, bad weather. But, the Bucs are pissed. They're coming off a loss. Hopefully they're pissed. So, yeah. Mike H says, time to move on from Stu. Put it to bed. I think I've done a pretty good job of that. To be honest. Maybe not.
Look, guys.
Do you guys feel differently?
Guys, at some point, there's going to be...
I don't even mention his name. I say the former regime.
Yeah, there's going to be a time when we're going to be asking JP, who was the old owner of the Rays? We can't remember his name. What was his name? And JP's not going to remember.
Yeah, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. But I'll say it once again. FanStream Sports is going strong. We've never been better. Our numbers have never been better. With this podcast thing and live stream thing we're doing, we got 2 more affiliates now in Ohio. Timmy's kicking ass on our website, fanstreamsports.com, which you guys have to check out because we got tons of local content on there. We cover the Rays, the Lightning, the Bucs, all the colleges every day, 2 hours. We do it all. You want local sports? This is the place to get it. No paywall. For free. Yeah. No paywall. Our great sponsors make it all possible. So make sure that you visit them and tell them you love this show. And he got forced out. Now, he's got more money than me. All right, he got $1.7 billion. I'll give him that. You got that on me. But, I'm not a money guy, Stu. He said his name. So, I don't know. Maybe I won. I don't know. Depends on what you think is important in life. Richie P says, I am down for any spot in Tampa, but I don't see how ACC Dale Mabry beats Ybor. Ybor's got way better mass transit opportunities and better walkability to Channelside, Water Street, and Riverwalk. And Richie P, I agree with you 100%. I think all those things are true. And there is a balance. There is a balance between what can be done and what can't be done. I think Ybor presents much better opportunities in that way. I will address mass transit. I think there's going to be a mass transit component to our sports complex. There's already plans to have a downtown shuttle to the airport with a stop. And I can't imagine if we do some type of light rail in Tampa that we don't have a leg that goes up to our sports complex. That would seem really, really silly, frankly. So there'll be a connection for Brightline. You get off Brightline, get on the light rail, takes you to the sports complex. I think that's where this is headed. I don't know for sure. So I do think that will, address that. As far as the walkability, I agree. It's not going to be walkable for most people, but there's going to be a lot of residential that's going to be built there. And there's a lot of residential around that area right now that's going to be likely gentrified into some really nice areas and complexes. So it's going to be walkable for a lot of people. Don't forget, 1,000 people a day are moving to Florida, and most of them come to Tampa. So, there's people moving here, and it's going to be walkable for a lot of different people. That mixed use area is going to change the face of that area. Drew Park ain't going to be Drew Park anymore. West Tampa ain't going to be West Tampa anymore. So it's going to be different, and it'll be better. And that all around those stadiums are going to have brand new entertainment options. It's going to be just like the Battery, and it's going to be fantastic. So I understand what you're saying, Richie P, and I totally validate it, but I don't think we certainly can't get it done by 2029. And I do understand, listen, if we've waited this long, why not get it right? I get that. But I just think this group feels like this is a much better way to get it done financially. So there comes a point where you say, this is what I'd love to have, but that's going to be more difficult. Why don't we this is going to be awesome too. So I get what you're saying. Totally agree. But I think there's mitigation there. Daniel Rivera, good morning to you. Says the 3 problems with HCC per D-Rays Bay post on 10/8. 1, the college. Why is that a problem? 2, the timelines. 3, the Yankees. All right, let me deal with all of these.
One at a time.
Okay. So first of all, the college. The idea that we cannot relocate Hillsborough Community College on
It's a
Dale
community
Mabry.
college. It's not Harvard.
Jeez,
No offense.
No, I don't see that as an issue. And I can tell you this, the folks at HCC don't see it as an issue either. They have 5 other campuses. You
can put a college in a mini mall if you want, a community college.
Yeah. And there are some buildings there that they will probably keep. And as we've already had people on the HCC board say on the record, their plan is a win-win. So there goes college, number 1. Timelines. I'm not sure what they're saying about timelines, but I can tell you this, HCC property is the most shovel ready. In terms of timelines, there's no 100+ acres available that they could use that's more shovel ready and lacks and has the infrastructure that this site has. And you need infrastructure for a sports complex. So it's already there. That's a huge part of the timeline, I would think. And the Yankees. I love the Yankees. But they have their spot, and it's right next door, and there'll be a huge entertainment complex next to the Yankees spring training where their fans can go and enjoy that too. It'll be a plus for them, and they basically have no say in this because they have a lease, but they have a lease on that property. The city and the county own that property. They own it, and they lease it to the Yankees. There's nothing in the Yankees bylaws that I've heard where they can stop this or even want to. I don't know why they would. I don't know why now during construction, is it going to be a pain in the ass for that spring training month? Yeah, they'll figure it out. I don't see this as a negative for the Yankees at all. It's a net positive for the Yankees, unless they're looking at it like, oh, people are going to go spend their money over there and not at, the high price concessions of, listen, people are going to spend money at the game regardless because they're there. They're not going to walk across the street to get a hot dog when there's one right there. So I don't see either one of those as an issue, but that's just what I've been told and where my head's at. All right, let's take another break. We'll come back. We'll get some of these in. We got Josh Capo waiting in the wings as well with a great breakdown. And some of you guys are going to be some of you Debbie Downers on the Bucs are not going to like what Josh Capo has to say. He's way more positive than you are, and you're going to hate him. So stay tuned for that, James. I'm sorry, not James. Bucs Basement, who's not in this morning. Thank God. But we love him. But we love. Well, the chat has been taken over by everybody yelling at him, so we don't like that. All right, we are brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance. We love the folks at Italiano Insurance. In business for over 60 years. Now is a great time to have them do an insurance checkup for you and hopefully save you thousands of dollars. You'll be paying those new bills at the beginning of the year, so let them shop it around. There are new companies coming in offering lower rates to the state of Florida. So take advantage of it. Call them. They know what's going on. You don't have to do the research. You just call them. They do all the work, and you save all the money. Plus, they will make sure you have enough coverage on your home, and they will make sure you have enough coverage on your business as well. Let them do all the work. You save all the money, and you're properly insured. ItalianoInsurance.com, the best customer service in the business. Back in 3. Stay with us. It's the holiday season, so come visit the wonderland of jewelry at the Gold and Diamond Source with over 25 times the inventory and selection of the average jewelry store. Guys, get your shopping done early, and if you have no idea of the trends and styles that your lady wants, that's cool. The incredible staff led by Julie and Steve Weintraub and family will offer up some great ideas with no pressure. They offer everything for the first-time jewelry buyer to the most exquisite selection of museum-quality pieces. Enjoy a comfortable, relaxed atmosphere and experienced staff, geologists, jewelers, and designers for all your jewelry needs. From the luxurious jewelry boxes to their VIP customer care, there's many reasons to make sure it's a Gold and Diamond Source diamond. Keep it local this holiday season. Shop online anytime at goldendiamond.com or just come by their showroom at 3800 Overton Road and always online at goldendiamond.com. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man, Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Are you looking for an honest AC and plumbing company? I mean, that's like trying to find a humble Saints fan, right? Well, try my friends at Third Generation AC and Plumbing Services. Been in business since 1995 here locally. And listen to what one of their customers said. Quote, the gentleman providing the service was exceptional, on time, knowledgeable, professional, and experienced. He was efficient, cleaned up behind himself, and did the work expeditiously. He not only repaired a sink, he repaired our toilet that was constantly running. We have used this company several times. They are awesome. Says it all, folks. Testimonials really say it all. Call 813-961-8024 for honest, fast service. 813-961-8024 or thirdgenerationplumbing.com. We also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here, brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. And yes, it is time to do your holiday shopping. Get it done now while the crowds are just winding up, right? Going over to the Gold and Diamond Source. They got great specials going on right now. Always have the best prices, the best selection. It is like having 3 or 4 jewelry stores under one roof. And a great sales team there. So when you go in, and I'm like this every time I go shopping, like, I don't know what to buy, or I don't know what the trends are. I don't know what's going on. They do. And they're the lovely people. And you just say, here's my budget. And they'll go, okay, here's something that she will love. And it's going to, wrap it up nice for you. You don't have to worry about anything. That's the great part of the Gold and Diamond Source. So head on over there, 3800 Omerton Road, a great local company. And we want to keep everything local. I know you love Amazon, but we don't have to buy everything from Amazon. Keep it local, support your local businesses, and Gold and Diamond is the way to go. Because you don't know what you're getting on Amazon. I mean, let's just be honest. You don't know where that stuff's coming from. It just shows up on your porch.
It's like magic.
Like magic.
It's Christmas every day.
You don't know what the hell's in there. Anyway. All right, before we get to Josh, I want to be on topic.
JP, while you're talking about fashion,
Mm-hmm.
Is herringbone still in fashion? Can I still wear herringbone?
The herringbone chains, I think they are. Like the big, thick gold herringbone chains, I think they are. Right. Yeah. See a lot of that on the guys. Yeah, I think it is. Well, you know what? We'll get the Gold and Diamond Source folks on the line. We haven't had Steve or Julie on in a long time. We need to get them on. I'm gonna make sure we make that happen. And
I don't think you've had them on since I've been on the show.
Oh, come on.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, we need to do that.
And that's like 17 years that I've been on this show.
Thomas Casper says not one building on HCC Dale Mabry is surviving.
Probably correct.
You might be right about that. All right, to get to Daniel Rivera had a bunch of these other things. I guess this is from the D-Rays Bay thing. Okay, per the D-Rays Bay's post, Yankee Steinbrenner Field sits on county land, but the county can't just evict them. There was a use agreement in effect that extends until 2046. Yeah, where else does he say there? I don't understand what this obsession is with the Yankees. It's a spring training complex. Yeah. They're there for a month and or 6 weeks. They're not there all year long. I mean, yes, the minor league team is. It's just, it's like, well, you can have the Yankees right next door. Why not? Like, why? What's the problem? I don't get it. Is it a pride thing? Like, not on my land. What do we?
They just let them use their stadium. Why wouldn't they let them build?
It's like the Sharks and the Jets. We're going to have we're going to have a little rumble out in front of Steinbrenner to see who gets the land. I mean, there's not like, we're not competing gangs.
Nobody gets that reference, JP.
Yeah, I guess. Right. But I mean, I don't get it. Like Daniel says, now the HCC side alone has sufficient room to accommodate Zalewski's development goals, but most Rays fans would agree that having a Yankees outpost taking up space on our turf is not a great idea.
Come on.
Oh, you're not going to be you have an outpost on our turf? They can't have that next to our state. I'm like what? What are we talking about here? Am I reading this wrong? Because I see a lot of people talking about this. I'm like, you can't disrespect us we're going to build a stadium next year. You got to go. This is our hood.
I don't understand. What's the deal?
I don't get it. Like, oh, you'll be here for 6 weeks. Bring a bunch of fans in to spend money on our places. Good. Great. It's like, I don't get it. Am I wrong? Daniel also says, and I'm not saying Daniel's saying this, but I guess this is from the D-Rays Bay piece, like, Rays fans, we are outposts. They have an outpost there next to our state. Any part of the agreement the Yankees would need to go, says someone, D-Rays Bay. Here there is land available over in the gas plant area of St. Petersburg. The question is, who's going to make them? The Yankees are not just going to pick up sticks. They just put $19 million into Steinbrenner Field, more than that with the new clubhouse, and just leave and go to freaking St. Pete. That's not like, I don't know where D-Rays Bay is coming up with this stuff, but I don't get it. I'm not trying to be mean or disrespectful, but none of that stuff makes sense to me. Maybe I'll go read the piece and find out. The new owners can answer that question. They may just unlock one of the biggest hurdles in Tampa Bay Rays have had for claiming this region for their own. I don't think it's a thing. I'm just going to have to.
What are people basing this on? Like just what they think, or have they read this somewhere? It's
D-Rays Bay did a piece, I guess. It's Elizabeth Strom, it's a website that covers the Rays, somewhat popular, and they've been covering the Rays for a long time. Good website, good stuff. Know those guys. I think they've been on the show a couple times. Good folks, a lot of good energy. But I'm missing the point here, unless, or maybe I'm not. If people think that that's an impediment to getting this done, you're 1,000% wrong. It's not. You can coexist in that area. It just brings more people. That's all, to fill your restaurants and your entertainment district, which helps pay for the stadium itself. So if Yankee fans want to come in for 6 weeks a year, when we're not there, we're at our spring training place and have an outpost and spend money that goes into the Rays coffers, fine. Like, what's the problem? Well, the Yankee fans, okay, whatever.
It's a turf war.
It's a turf war. The Jets and Sharks. Can you do me I don't know if they're going to get that reference
either. Get that either.
Can you build me an AI video with this? With the Yankees players, put the heads on the Jets and the Rays players on the Sharks,
Oh, my Lord.
And, the rumble starts, the dance rumble starts. Yeah, I don't know. Or better yet, we do it with the Anchorman fight.
Oh, yeah.
Do that. You're not going to have an outpost there, our stadium, dadgummit. David Terry says, Tim, I hope you didn't say, "Pardon me while I whip this out" to that homeless man you were spooning.
You know what? I might have. I was so drunk. It's very possible. Probably said a lot of things to him when I woke up. I don't know.
Oh, Lonnie Wilkins says, it's nice to hear actual local content, and I've learned so much about stuff from you guys and Nick and the cast of characters on the show. Sincerely, a miserable Chicago resident. Thank you, Lonnie Wilkins. We really appreciate that. Yeah, I think, what we're doing here is great local sports. There's a dearth of that in this market, especially for that behind a paywall. Most of it's behind a paywall, or it's sports specific. And I listen, the Pewter Report guys do a fantastic job with the Bucs, and I highly recommend you listen to their podcast. Ira Kaufman does a great podcast. Rick Stroud has a great podcast, but his podcast is not behind a paywall, but the rest of his work is. So if you want local sports, and we put up local stories all the time on the Lightning, the Bucs, and the Rays, and of course we talk about it at length every day on this show, and you can go to FanStream Sports and watch this show every day. Go through the pieces you like, and as you were reading different, because we try to hit everything every day. We make a conscious effort to hit all the major sports and all the major things that are going on here locally. So anything else where you want to get to here? Yankees will take a new stadium in Ybor. They're not getting a new stadium.
Come on.
Rick says, there goes JP's love of musicals. Yes. I love my musicals. And so does Tim, by the way. We're closet Broadway musical fans.
I am.
Lonnie Wilkins says, call the new ballpark the Hulk Hogan Memorial Coliseum. For all I care. Maybe we'll have a statue of the Hulkster out front of the complex. Like, they have a Rocky statue out front of, well, actually, that's downtown Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So we could have a Hulk Hogan one somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, Thomas Casper says, Yankee spring training, $288 million economic impact plus residents. Yeah, you want to piss that away? No. And so if all the Rays fans that are up in arms about this, I guess there's millions of them or whatever, relax. We coexist with the Yankees in Tampa. It ain't the worst thing in the world.
So funny to me.
It's just not. You get all your chest puffed up. Do we like Yankee fans? No. So you know what?
Nobody does.
Don't, buy tickets to Rays games and outnumber them. If you don't like it. We're done with the former regime that's going to price out Rays fans. We're not doing that anymore. So that'll help. Rick says JP can choreograph the fight with Rays and Yankees during spring training. They can race down Dale Mabry singing Grease Lightning. Boy, we've really taken this. I love it, though. This is fantastic. I'm gonna go read the D-Rays Bay thing. It's maybe when we do the Josh Capo interview, and I'll report back to you on what exactly is going on with all that. But I don't sense there's any groundswell or the Yankees are a problem in any way for this HCC site. No one in responsible power positions has even mentioned that because it's ridiculous. Quite frankly, it's ridiculous. So, all right, let's what else do we need to do, Tim, before we take one more break, and then we'll come back with Josh Capo.
I don't know. I've missed half the show.
Yeah. We're getting into some more college football after the break because DJ Lagway got benched last week and may not start this week at Ole Miss. Interesting what's going on at Florida. And this is going to be one heck of a sideshow.
Does that give them a better chance to beat Ole Miss?
I don't know. Quite frankly,
we'll talk about it on the other side, JP.
DJ has not played well. All right, quick break. We'll come back on the other side and do Josh Capo, who's got some words for you downtrodden Buck fans. He's coming at you. ThirdGenerationPlumbing.com is the website, folks. If you need a new unit, a new AC unit to keep you warm in this frigid, cold winter that we have going on right now. Oh, my God, it was freezing this morning. You need your American Standard heating and cooling unit to be working at peak efficiency. And the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing, they also do AC, will get that done for you. It's a great combination, American Standard heating and cooling and Third Generation Plumbing. They've been in business since 1995. Great 5-star reviews on their website. Go check it out. And better yet, just check out the service. If you need any AC, plumbing, anything mechanical in your home, it's Third Generation Plumbing, and it's American Standard heating and cooling. A great combination. Check them out and tell them JP sent you. Back in 3. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles! 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Are you looking for an honest AC and plumbing company? I mean, that's like trying to find a humble Saints fan, right? Well, try my friends at Third Generation AC and Plumbing Services. Been in business since 1995 here locally. And listen to what one of their customers said. Quote, the gentleman providing the service was exceptional, on time, knowledgeable, professional, and experienced. He was efficient, cleaned up behind himself, and did the work expeditiously. He not only repaired a sink, he repaired our toilet that was constantly running. We have used this company several times. They are awesome. Says it all, folks. Testimonials really say it all. Call 813-961-8024 for honest, fast service. 813-961-8024 or thirdgenerationplumbing.com. We also do AC.
Let's go! Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by Bay Area Modern Medical Center. Chris Lugo, my concierge doctor. He should be yours as well. He's Timmy's concierge doctor. Great to have it, because most of your primary care physicians obviously work for the insurance company, and they're more interested in them than they are you. You need somebody who's going to be your personal advocate and spend a lot of time with you, as Chris does, with your sleep schedule, your workout schedule, your nutrition. I mean, when's the last time your doctor asked you about your sleep schedule and how you do it and how you work your sleep schedule? It's vitally important. And all these things are. In the modern age, folks, you need someone to direct your medical care, even if you have insurance. And that should be your concierge doctor, who you can go to and work with your insurance to get your blood work done, get all that stuff done, and direct your care personally. And that's what you need, personalized medicine. One size does not fit all when it comes to medicine and your health. BAMMC.com. Get your free consultation and find out what concierge medicine is all about.
And I will add this, JP. It was very refreshing as a first-time patient with him. I wasn't even a patient. I was having a consultation on the phone, by the way. I live in Dallas. He does not. You don't have to live across the street from him or be in his area in order to take advantage of this situation, because
telemedicine.
It was very refreshing to have a physician not just go, all right, what hurts? How long does it hurt? Does it hurt when you do this? Let me stick this thing in your ear. All right, I'm going to write you a script for this. Take 2 a day and call me, or actually schedule a visit with me. You're going to have to pay another copay to come see me next month. Call me if you have problems. No, it was just feeling out. And it wasn't just about stuff that's ailing me right now. He did ask me about my sleep schedule, JP. He asked me about my long-term health goals. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Do you want to be alive or do you want to be dead? Well, that was a tough one to answer, to be quite honest with you. But, he took all of that into account.
Tell me what the world looks like in 3 years, and I'll let you know.
He took all of that into account, and we came up with a plan. and it's a doable plan. And some of it didn't require medication because I've got, obviously, as most people know, some health issues, and it requires medication.
That's
but
right.
I will tell you, the plan is to wean me off of that medication to where I'm no longer reliant on it. And that's to me, that's
imagine an insurance doctor doing that, weaning you off meds. Yeah, it's not how it works, folks. For them, no, they want you on more meds. That's how the medical industrial complex works. Yeah. Be smart, folks. Get a concierge doctor. It's worth the money. Everything. When it comes to your health, it's everything. It's everything. Because when you don't have it, you'll know it's everything. All right, so a couple of quick breaking news. By the way,
JP, we have this.
Nicely done.
Turf war between the race.
Nicely done. Yes. Wow. Are those all models? Those aren't players?
No idea.
Yeah. There we go. The Jets and the Sharks. The Rays and the Yankees are going to have it out right in front of Steinbrenner Field. Meet me there at midnight. We'll see who. You have your outpost next to our stadium. Bucky Irving is back in practice this morning, according to Greg Auman. It's just a walkthrough, but he is back, so
he would know.
So that's good news. That is good news. As far as the Lightning go, according to Eric Erlinson, they've recalled Boris Tkachuk and Scott Sabarin, and McDonough likely not available, and James unavailable and placed on IR. So Nick Paul not quite ready, and Holmberg is day to day. So there you go. There's an update on that situation. All right, we chatted with. We're going to come back and do college football after we do the Josh Capo thing. But here is the great Josh Capo, and he's going to admonish you negative Bucs fans. Here we go.
So many of them out there.
I know. All right, let's welcome in our good friend Josh Capo _NFL. That's where you can find him on the Twitter machine, the X machine, as he does fine work for the Pewter Report. We really appreciate him jumping in each and every week as we review the tape of the past game, look ahead to the game coming up with the Buffalo Bills. How are you, Josh? How's it going?
I am doing well, JP. Thank you for asking.
This will be a very interesting interview here because I've spent 2 days on my show bitching and moaning. Well, most other people are bitching and moaning. I'm trying to say there were some things that went bad, but you're here to say it really wasn't that bad. So stop bitching and moaning, you people, right? So
that would be I understand the need to mourn the loss, and I understand fans really being frustrated because that's a game that they should have won. And I would say for about, out of 160 plays, the Bucs won most of 156 of them, right? There were 4 plays that made the entire difference in this game. And so I totally understand being upset about that. But when you see that translate into, you and I were talking off air, fireballs, or Josh Broussard is terrible.
He's terrible. He's the scapegoat this week.
The sky is falling. They're not going to make it out of the first round of the playoffs if they even make it there. And you go, for me, it's always about what does this tell us about going forward, right? So they gave up 2 long runs. The Patriots were only successful on 3 of their runs all day. That's it, 3 of them. 2 of them happened to be a 55 and a 62-yarders that went for touchdowns. All right, Todd Bowles' defense is a good run defense. Do we expect that to happen go forward? Well, on one of the plays, Elijah Roberts got kind of blown off the ball on a double team, and Anthony Nelson ended up out of his gap. Okay.
Yep.
The Roberts thing, that's a legitimate concern. The kid's still learning how to fit the run, and he's an undersized D tackle. So that can happen go forward. But how often do we think Anthony Nelson's going to be out of his gap and Tyke Smith gets held by Mac Hollins? Hollins is one of the best. Was a holding. Yep. He's one of the best blocking receivers in the game, and he knows how to get away with those, but you don't expect that to happen go forward. Right. So that one goes away. The second one, Antoine Winfield Jr. got caught with his hand in the cookie jar trying to undercut on the toss play that went for the kind of the dagger in their heart. You don't expect that to happen. Okay. So you don't expect those explosives in the run game. In the passing game, you had Benjamin Morrison. It was actually really good coverage, and he just got beat on a crosser. It was a good concept. And, he took
a little bit of a bad angle at the end.
I don't even know if it was, I mean, he was right on that. But yeah, sure. We could say at worst, he took a bad angle. I would say the dig later on that Matt Collins just had him in a blender on was probably his worst rep.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily expect that to happen too much going forward. And then the Zion one was probably the most egregious of the four because he got caught napping. All right. So the Patriots got 200 and I think it was 292 or 262 yards of offense off of explosives. The Bucs typically allow about 135.
Yeah.
That's double. That you don't expect to happen. They won the drive success rate battle. They won the play success rate battle. They won the turnover battle. They won the third down battle. You win those four things, 9 games out of 10, you win the game. And so going forward, I think there are more positives than there were negatives coming out of that game.
And I'll also throw in the fourth down play right before the half, which, again, was not a bad rep for Antoine. It was a terrific throw and a great catch.
Drake is that guy. He was my number one quarterback coming out that year, and he's proven me a smart man, at least in this instance. Like, he's a damn good quarterback, and he made some absolute seeds of throws throughout that game. He beat the Bucs defense, which was, I mean, again, most quarterbacks aren't going to be able to perform the way he did.
Right.
So 100% agree with you on that one.
Yeah, and so of the positives, you know, as I said, they had the two big runs. The other 7 or 20 runs were 47 yards, I believe. Total. I mean, they had about a 2-yard average. So to your point, and I would also say offensively, it's a little bit of a slog right now, and it goes back to what we, you know, right after the Detroit game, I said, they just did something we haven't seen, and that's bottle up Baker Mayfield. And as we learned from Tracy Wolfson, he has been playing at 50%, as we postulated the last couple of weeks. He's beat up. They're spying him, and they're not letting him out. And the Bucs have got to figure out how to run their offense without any of that, because that's all they're going to see the rest of the year. And it'll help as Bake gets healthy. Hopefully he can. But how do they attack now with they've got, you know, their B set of receivers, a run game. Thankfully, the Bills are one of the worst run defenses in football, so they might be able to get that going this week. But I think that they're in a little bit of a conundrum here offensively. They got to figure out, and Josh Grizzard's got to figure out how to move the ball with some banged up offensive linemen and receivers that don't necessarily win like the other guys did.
Yeah, this receiving group does really well against zone, but against man, they have a little bit more trouble separating.
Yep.
So that is absolutely true. And honestly, this is going to sound probably a little bit bad, but he put it on himself. Baker said, I've got to be better and lead them. It starts with the quarterback, right? Yep. He's playing without his two best guards at this point, right? So he's got 2 backup guards. He's got backup receivers, and Emeka's doing fantastic. But again, like, this overall is a backup wide receiver room. And that's where the best quarterbacks elevate the talent around them, right? And there was a wide stretch in this game, drives 2 through 5, where Baker was not super accurate and was honestly passing up open throws.
Yeah.
And I think the team has acknowledged that. I think Baker even acknowledged it post game. He can't do that. He can't take away the easy stuff. When he takes away the easy stuff and doesn't go with it, then he backs his offensive coordinator into a jam, right? I know people were upset about a 3rd and 13 screen to K-Dot, and I'll tell you, go back to the Seattle game when they hit that 3rd and 14 screen and it went for a first down, but almost no 3rd and 13 play is going to be considered a high percentage play, right? So
especially when you're losing up front to the 5-man pressures anytime you're in 3rd and long. They couldn't block them. And
that goes back to my 2 biggest worries, right? Overall, Graham Barton had probably his best game of the season. Really happy to see that. That's a good step forward. But the key issue with Barton since moving back to center showed up in the biggest moments, which was communication issues, being able to handle stunts and twists up front. And that absolutely happened on the 4th and 3. Bobby Spillane comes in as if he's going to blitz. Barton checks him. That's what he's supposed to do. As soon as Spillane drops off to show I'm a spy, Barton looks right, 2 rushers, 2 blockers,
on the left.
didn't see the guy coming from the left who ends up in Baker's grill. That's got the communication issues are probably the biggest worry I have about the offense going forward. The second is, can Baker get back to elevating the talent around him? That's what you have to expect of the big time quarterbacks, which he's been flirting with this for a couple years now. And his biggest supporters say this is who he is. Okay. We've seen Patrick Mahomes elevate marginal talent. We've seen Josh Allen elevate marginal talent. That's what really separates you into that upper echelon. Can you elevate that marginal talent, which he's going to have for a little bit longer?
Yeah, it's a great analysis. And so as we turn to the Bills this week, who are coming off a horrific loss to the Dolphins of all teams. And, this Bills team has issues. There's no question. Offense isn't one of them. They're second in total offense, first in running the football. But defensively, they're 30th against the run. And total defense, they're about middle of the pack. So you can run the football on these guys. Their pass defense is good. It's ranked good, but I don't know if that's just because people just choose to run on them. That's always a little bit of a misnomer. So I haven't seen all their games, but it's not the dominant Buffalo teams of years past, obviously. And I think they can be had. The problem is they're coming off maybe the worst loss they've had in a couple of years, and they're going to be really pissed. And worst part, it's going to be cold and rainy. It's not even going to be snowy. It's going to be cold and rainy, like 35, gloomy. It'll be dark probably by 2:00 in the afternoon. The rain's going to be coming down, and it's going to be cold. So this is a mind check for the Bucs. I mean, this is a game where they've got to overcome some things. They're playing a good team, a well-coached team, and the atmosphere is going to suck for them.
Yeah.
So how do they win this game?
Well, I think on defense, it's going to be really interesting because the Bills love to run 12 personnel, and they love to run with an extra offensive lineman, a little bit less this year because they found a second tight end who can really block out well. And they love to use play action to win in the passing game. So this is a little cliche, but I think it's apropos here. The Bucs defensive line is going to have to win the physicality battle. I think that this, from a defensive standpoint, is a perfect game for Servassier Dennis to have maybe the best game of his season. And for those who haven't been paying attention, Servassier Dennis has been playing well for probably about a month now, if not a little bit more. So that's nice to see that ascension there. But that is if you can shut down their run, they can't beat teams over the top. Their deep threat was supposed to be Josh Palmer. I think he's still going to be out for this game. Keon Coleman, I know you're a Florida State guy. He has not developed into the intermediate threat that they need him to be.
What's giving it away?
So that receiving core overall is middling at best, and the Bucs secondary certainly matches up really well with them. It's, can they be disciplined against the play action shots that the Bills will try and take off that run game, and then just containing James Cook, making sure that they don't have the issue that they did with those two explosives show up, because Cook will punish them for that. He is potentially the best runner in football at this moment in time. So if they can do that, they can contain the Bills offense. And then obviously rush lane integrity against Josh Allen. You got to keep him in the pocket. I would expect Levante David to do some spying if the Bucs don't use a DB for that. On offense, I would say getting Luke Gedeke back is going to be really important for them. But what I'm looking for is how does that interior communicate? The Bills will run some stunts and twists, and McDermott, he's great at creating these one game game plans. So he's going to be prepared for Grizzard. So Grizzard's going to have some tendency breakers there. The good news there is the Bills aren't great at running man coverage. And we just talked about that's where the Bucs receivers have had their troubles. So if it's a lot of zone stuff, the opportunities to drive the ball will be there. And the Bucs just had one of their best rushing games all season. So those are some of the things that I think are really good. You mentioned that the Bills defense isn't great at stopping the run. So that first drive against the Patriots, I would hope that they really exploit that against the Bills. 12 personnel, use some extra offensive linemen, establish the run a lot of play action off of that to free some of those exterior rushers like Joey Bosa, Greg Rousseau, and get some shots.
Do you think Grizzard uses Sean Tucker a little bit more this week? I think he has to. Clearly He's running well. He's got a little extra gear and I think he hits the hole better than Rashad does. What do you think?
Under center, sure. I still worry about Tucker's pass pro.
Yeah.
And so that if you get into shotgun, I'd rather have Rashad White. You can still run out of shotgun with White. And then under center, using Tucker there, if you're going to pass, you're going to pass off play action. So then you can move the pocket, you can roll Baker out, you can create these opportunities.
Which I think they need to do too. They need to move Baker.
Yep.
They got to force him outside the pocket.
Yeah. So if you can do that, you're to a certain extent, you're kind of siloing your offense by doing that. Tucker comes in for under center, White's in shotgun, but you still have access to both the run and the pass games. So I could see that happening.
Yeah. You mentioned the two interior guys. They went with Michael Jordan and Feeney.
Yep.
Haven't seen a lot of Elijah Klein. Is he hurt? I haven't seen where he's been injured.
Not hurt. I just don't think the team thinks that he's ready to operate at the level of the other two. And if you think about it in terms of Klein and Haggard were both inactive, healthy scratches for this past game, where Feeney was started and then Michael Jordan ended up playing for Ben Bredesen. I think that goes back to you have a second-year center who's struggling with those stunts, loops, communications up front. You want to surround him with veterans who know what they're doing over other young guys with a lack of experience. So from a strategic standpoint, I totally understand that. I think Feeney also gives them a little bit more in the run game. He's a little bit more athletic than Klein and Haggard. So those are some of the reasons why I imagine they've made that decision. But I've got a young center. He's struggling with that communication. He's struggling with knowing where to look to respond to some of those stunts and twists. I want to flank him with some veterans who can help him make up for that.
Makes sense. Josh Capo joining us here. You do a great breakdown on the X's and O's. We're going to go more into maybe my realm, which is the mindset of this team right now. Okay. We'll talk to them tomorrow. We'll get a kind of feel for where they're at. I was a little, I'm going to say pleasantly surprised to hear Baker step to the microphone and call guys out and say, we got to be better. I got to be better. If something happens during the week, I'm paraphrasing here, we got to take pride and fix it. So it's clearly they had some issues during the week and they showed up in the game, and that's not good. I think it can be a little bit of an emotional turning point for this team. They've got to find a way to get back to being that elite team and not just a good team that beats okay teams but doesn't necessarily stack up against the better teams, and they're facing a better team this week. So it's kind of a little demarcation point. They may not win the game, but I think they need to play a little bit better, especially offensively, and play with a little bit more fire and purpose. I think, at least to my eye, there was more energy and physicality on the Patriots side. What say you as to all that kind of mindset stuff?
Yeah, I would agree with it. I think that Baker sent a very clear message about, I would almost say this is completely no inside knowledge. I think that comment about when issues come up in the week, we got to make sure that they don't come up and we address them, that they don't come up in the game. I think that was that 4th and 3 play. I think he was speaking specifically to how the protection broke down, and that because if you follow the timeline, and you and I have been talking about this for weeks, they've been struggling with those games, right?
Up
and
front, yep.
It's got to be something that they're talking about in the rooms. It's got to be something where they say, we've got, this is how we handle the protection. This is where we look. And then to see it in such a key spot of the game, because they were protecting well up until the last couple drives. And then the last couple of drives is when they broke down. And then that was the key play that everything, just fell apart. And it was such this has happened before, right? Like it was a Groundhog Day moment. Yep. I think that he was speaking to that. Baker also spoke to the fact that he did go one of 6, I think, on drives 2 through 5 or something like that after starting that first drive very, very well. It's got to be consistency, because every game you see flashes of fantastic, and then you see flashes of terrible. There's got to be a better consistency, and I think a killer instinct is something that comes with consistency. We can beat you every play.
All right, Josh, great stuff. I don't think I'm going to pick the Bucs this week. I think it's a tough spot for them in a really bad weather situation that they're not going to like. I hope they just play better than maybe they did. this past week. I know you feel like they played really well. I would say maybe a B minus, but we'll see what they get done against the Bills. You want to pick the Bucs this week?
I am actually probably going to take them against the Bills. The Bills have some serious structural issues with their roster, and I think that's the things that the Bucs can exploit.
Awesome. I hope you're right and I'm wrong. Thanks, partner. Appreciate you.
See ya.
I don't know. Maybe I flip my pick to Bucs. I might be moving that way. I don't know. The rain and the cold bothers me.
This.
What do you got?
Bucs win. I mean, I'm picking the Bucs. I was picking the Bucs before. Here's my sports prediction, JP. The Bucs lose, or the Bills lose this game, and as Josh mentioned, their roster is in disarray. Their team is in disarray. You just lost to the hated Dolphins for the first time in 8 tries, by the way.
And the bad Dolphins.
The bad, very bad Dolphins. If they do not make at least an AFC championship game appearance and play well, I don't know that Sean McDermott has a job next year.
Really? Oh.
I'm hearing that they are tired of playing second fiddle to the Chiefs
and the Patriots now.
They're going to lose they're not going to win the division. So yeah, you're not going to win the division.
Nope.
To the Ravens, to the Bengals, even at some point here in the last 5 years, and I think they're a little tired of the Sean McDermott story.
You may not be wrong. All right, a couple of updates here. Looks like no Hedman tonight. No Ryan McDonough tonight against the Rangers. No Dominic James tonight against Andrew, and Holmberg probably out as well. So it'll be a lot of other guys getting a shot tonight, and that'll be interesting. These young guys have come up and played well. So 7:00 tonight. USF, by the way, is back at work tonight at the Yuengling Center against Coppin State. 7:00. Brian Hodgson's team. So should be another W for them. Very exciting team to watch. You want to go out and watch some college basketball tonight, that's a great place to go. I was looking to see if DJ Lagway, if there's been any actual announcement if he's going to play. Obviously, he got benched last week for throwing 3 picks, and they go to Ole Miss. So. The Gators go to Ole Miss where they're stalking their coach, which is weird. That's going to be interesting juxtaposition. Will Scott Strickland, their AD, actually be talking to Lane at some point on the field before the game? Stay away. Ole Miss fans will say, stay away.
By the way, JP, ESPN released their Power 4 quarterback rankings earlier this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Out of 68 quarterbacks, where would you guess DJ Lagway is listed?
Ooh, you got to be down at the bottom. 68. Is he right ahead of Tommy Castellanos?
He's at 55.
Where's Castellanos ranked?
I will have to go back and find
his numbers probably aren't that bad, but it's just not winning football. It's not winning football. He's a gamer, but God, he misses open guys, and when he hits them, they drop the ball, and he's just a one read guy, and then looking to run, just not big time college football. But consider this: Ole Miss. Don't forget this. Remember the Gators beat number 9 Ole Miss last year at the Swamp, intercepted Jackson Dart twice in the final 90 seconds to win that game. They were headed to the playoff until they lost to the Gators. So there's a little payback to be involved in. They haven't beaten the Gators since 2008, which prompted the old Tim Tebow speech, going back over this little history. And in 2020, the great Kyle Trask threw for 416 yards and 6 touchdowns against Ole Miss. 4 of those went to Kyle Pitts. What happened to both those guys?
By the way, remember when Lenora Sellers was a Heisman candidate?
I do.
He's 49th on this list.
And Castellanos is where?
I'm looking. I'm at Rocco Becht at 43.
He's had a tough year, losing all his weapons.
Yeah, I have not seen Garrett Nussmeier at 40.
Matt Campbell, come to Tallahassee and bring Rocco with you.
Arch Manning at 35. Tommy Castellanos at 33, JP.
Yeah, not bad for him. But that would be my wish. If we could get Iowa State's Matt Campbell and Rocco to come for his, what I think would be his junior year or senior year. don't know if he redshirted.
It's
Anyway, I know he's got some eligibility left, and I don't think he's going pro after this season. But I don't know. We should get Anthony on to find out what's going on. Come to Tallahassee.
There you go.
Make Anthony the offensive coordinator.
I think Rocco's too loyal, though. That family's too loyal. They're not going to transfer.
To Iowa State, yeah. But if his coach leaves, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't think that's happening either, though.
You know, you don't want to leave Iowa State for Tallahassee? Ames,
Would you right now?
Hell, yeah, of course.
All right.
Hell yeah. Bring Rocco home to Florida. I love that idea. I love me some of that. All right, that'll do it for us here today. Thank you guys for joining us so much. Appreciate Josh Capo joining us, TJ Rives. Great job, Timmy. Appreciate all of you. I'm going out to the Bucs right now to get some information, talk to Baker Mayfield, all that stuff, and we'll bring it to you on social media the rest of the day. And, of course, tomorrow we'll have it on here, right? Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.